organization assisting.
Oops, sorry. I always forget. Go ahead, we start
No
again.
problem.
All right.
Kind of threw me off for
I
a
know.
minute.
But you know what? That's just like life, though. Life gonna have interruptions. You got to keep flowing. Boom.
Right. Disruption.
Disruption. There it
Okay.
is.
Yes. Yes. So every single one is a sorry. Every single one, Council of Single Parents, is a global organization assisting high functioning single parents gain the wisdom to overcome the barriers inherent in being a single parent as they navigate the complexities of raising well adjusted children while living an abundant life, becoming healed, motivated, empowered, and equipped to help others.
Bam. Woo-woo.
That is my vision.
Okay.
Um,
Go
so,
ahead.
my testimony. So I met Timothy through a friend at church, and he was looking to start the 10x Transformation Challenge. She was not ready at the time, and so she referred me. And I feel like it's one of the best things that could have happened to me. Throughout the course of the class, I gained some very useful insights. Um, First of all, I came up with my vision. For the longest time, I've had this vision in my head, but it was sort of like scrambled and far-sighted, and I really didn't have a clear vision of exactly what it is that I wanted to do. With the help of Timothy and the 10X Transformation Program, I was able to narrow that down. I was able to concisely express my vision and I was able to feel confident in what I wanted to do. Um, so, just a few things about Timothy. I would say that he's very intuitive, he's very positive and uplifting. He is a pro at getting to um, just getting to what your barriers or blocks may be. He's not going to come right off the bat and tell you, but through conversation and classes, he is able to help you discover and unlock your roadblocks. He helps you cause a disruption in your life so that you're able to move forward with your vision. He wants you to become a better version of yourself, and in doing that, he's going to help you formulate a better vision. I feel like the program was very empowering, it's very motivating, um, and that's pretty much all I had to say. His name is the Clarity Doctor, and he does a good job of practicing his medicine of releasing your vision.
Wow. Woo-hoo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Excellent, 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 excellent. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time to come back on. One question. So I know you're in school right now. How are you still being able to be mindful of your vision while going to school?
So actually, I am going to school. The reason I went to school was I ran into a little bit of a roadblock with my employment. And so I wanted to do something meaningful with life. So I decided to go back to school. I enrolled in a program that is a business startup program. And so at the end of it, there is a certification. So it's in line with me starting a business. Right now, I'm taking it's just an elective class, Intro to Business. But next semester, the class that I'm planning on taking is a class that's intended to take you from point A to point B with starting your business. So it's going to go through all the things that's going to help you start your business. So I never lost hope of starting my business. With the roadblocks, I just took my time and rode over those, and I'm still going with the flow. And I know that my vision is going to come to fruition.
Boom. There it is. Well, I definitely appreciate you. Um, Feel free to stick around if you don't have anything already planned. And because I know you've been through it, but it might be a little different for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And That's it. All right. Now, I have a question for you all. What can you accomplish in 4 weeks? What do you believe you can accomplish in 4 weeks? That is the question. By the end of this challenge, I want you to be able to identify what it is that you are going to activate. Okay. At the end of this challenge, I want you to be able to identify what you're going to activate and execute on. Now, I need you guys to write that down. That is important. I know a lot of times that we do not like to write, but I'm telling you, if you're going to activate anything in your life, your best bet of achieving it is to write it down. If you don't write it down, you might as well expect that you're going to forget about it because life is too fast. Life is too busy, and you are literally getting 100 zillion thoughts. So if you think that you're going to execute and you don't write it down, think again. Okay. So everybody got that written down. What is it that I am going to execute on at the end of this challenge? Hopefully you'll be able to find something. You'll know what that is, you know, by the end of this call or maybe even next week. The next thing, I want you to partner up with someone, and I want you, after these 4 weeks, I want you to take the next 8 weeks and be accountability partners for what you said you were going to execute on. That means you're responsible for emailing, texting, having conversations about what it is that you said you were going to execute on. That's the second step. You need to have an accountability partner. Now I'm asking this question. How many people have a consistent person in your life that you talk to about your goals, and this person also challenges you? I want you to raise your hand if you have that person. A consistent person that you talk to about your goals and they challenge you. If they're not challenging you, you might as well put your hand down because they got to be challenging you. Because if you're just running your mouth to each other, yep, 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 yep. I mean, you're not helping anyone. You're not helping each other, but they need to be able to say, you know what, that don't make sense. You know what, where are you really going with that? You know what, why do you want to do that? You know what, this is your fifth idea that you didn't had in the last 6 months. What's really important to you? Like, they need to be challenging your thoughts and making sure that you complete whatever it is. So that's why it's key to establish accountability. So I want to talk about, as we get into this, the word intention. The word intention. INTEINTENION. Intention. Something like that. Intention. So whatever that word is, they got an IN and something else. I want you to really understand that intention is and must be intentional. Intention must be something that you are acutely aware of so that you can execute it. If you're not hyper aware and acutely aware of what your intentions are, your impulses will always win. Say that again. If you are not hyper aware of your intentions, your impulses will always win. Your impulses. I've been on this journey about intention versus impulse. A lot of times we think that our impulses are our intentions, but they're not. They're in the moment wants and desires, but they're not your intentions. And if you don't have intentions, if you don't have strong intentions, your impulses will always win. So to have an intentional life, you have to set your intentions. Just like you have to set your GPS, you have to set your temperature, you have to set the table, you have to set your intentions. Now, if you're thinking as a little child, you don't have intentions as a child. You just have a bunch of impulses. And unfortunately, as adults, we can still have a bunch of impulses and we never set our intentions. And so we're wondering why we're not getting where we want to go and to the outcome that we desire because we simply never set our intentions. So tonight, I want you to, as I'm talking, to start thinking about what intentions that you have for your life, for your business, and the direction you want to go. And I want you to begin working on setting it in stone. Like, not, oh, well, I'll see what happens. No, you have to set it. This isn't I hope I get there. This is, I'm going to get there. Can I get an amen? This is not a I hope I'm going
Amen.
to. This is not a I hope I'm getting there. This is I'm going to get there. One of the things I tell everyone I come in contact with, all my clients, is get rid of the word try. I need you all to repeat after me. I will no longer, out loud, unmute your mic. I will no longer,
I
come
will
on,
no longer
I will no longer
use the word
use the word
use the word
try.
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 Let's do it again. I will no longer
I will no
I will no
longer
longer
use the word
use the
use the
word
word
try.
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 Now we're going to say the group energy. We will no longer
We
We
will
will
We will
no
no
longer
longer
use the word try.
use
use
the
the
use the
word.
word
word
try.
try.
We will no longer
We will
We
no
We
will
will
longer
no
no
longer
longer
use the word try.
use the
use
word
the
try.
word try.
So you are going to be hyper aware every time you use the word try, and you are going to stop yourself. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, I'm working on it. I'm in progress. I'm moving towards it. I'm moving in the direction of. Any of those things are going to work or whatever you're going to come with, but you are not trying any longer in your life. You are not, I'm attempting. That's not what you're doing. You are either doing or you are not doing. That's it. And that's all. I'm going to the store. Period. You don't like, oh, I'm thinking about it going to the store. Well, as long as you keep saying I'm thinking about it, you won't go. No, make a decision. I'm going to the store. Boom. You know, you may not have no gas. You may not even have a car. I mean, who knows? But if you wake up and say, I'm going to the store, you'll figure it out. Because why? You decided that's what you were going to do. So this is a challenge for you to transform your life by the renewing of your mind, the way you think about everything. That's what we're doing. We are going to change the way you think about everything. So, like I asked at the last class, there are two um during this thing, you're either going to have, I want you to raise your hand if you're going to one of these things. Raise your hand. Two things. Which one is going to be you? Do you want total disruption or do you want partial disruption in your life? Total disruption. Raise your hand. Like I'm ready to crash it all. I'm ready to transform. I'm ready to just disrupt everything to make it happen. Then I want you to, all right, put your hands down. Then I want you to raise your hand. And the next one is I want incremental and slow change. If that's you, raise your hand. Incremental, slow, take my time. I'm not really sure. Go ahead and raise your hand high. Let's see who you
I was
are.
like,
Come
I'm
on.
thinking about it.
Yeah, see, that's right. That's partial disruption. Exactly. You have to know where you are because this is about decision. No one should feel like they're falling behind. No, use wherever you start. You're saying, you know what? I kind of like my life the way it is. I don't want too much change because I don't like too much discomfort. I know things need to change, but I'm a little scared. I got these fears. It ain't bad enough for me to disrupt everything. Like I don't have you might not have something that you're willing to disrupt your whole life for. The goal that you want has to be big enough that you will disrupt every aspect of your life to achieve it. Can I get an amen? That goal better be big enough and exciting enough that you will say, I will disrupt my whole life to make this happen. That's me. You hear me? That's me. I got a good life, but what I want to happen in my life, I need complete disruption. And I don't want it to take 10, 15, 20. Like if it does, it's fine. But if it's going to take that long, it needs to be cut. It needs to be because that's just the timing. but I don't want it to be because I'm half stepping. Does that make sense? I don't want to half step and cause things to go slow. I want to know that I'm going all in. And if it takes time, that's fine. But at least I know I'm all in. So you have to create a vision that's so big, so powerful, so exciting that you are willing to disrupt your life to make it happen. Now that's a whole, like you're willing to have every part of your normalcy change so that you can see this thing come to pass. That's what I'm talking about. It has to excite you. It has to compel you. It has to inspire you. It has to lead you. And it has to pull you. That's what that vision has to do. It has to excite you. It has to lead you. It has to pull you. It has to compel you. And it has to inspire you. If the vision that you have for the future is not doing it, then it's not the right vision. It's not the right vision. Because the right vision for your life will do all 5 of those things. It's automatic. It's going to wake you up in the morning. You're going to wake up. You're like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. It's going to inspire you all day long. You're going to be like, how can I make this happen? How can I get this done? How can I get this outcome? That's what's going to be happening on the inside. You're going to be so stirred up and you're going to be excited. Like right now, I'm excited. Like I'm on fire because I want you all to have what I have so that you can achieve your dreams and goals and be clear about it. And not be, well, what do you do? What you mean? You speaking in tongues? What are you doing? Like, do you know what you want? Stuttering and stammering lips? Come on now. Let's sit down, write the vision, make it plain. So when you read it, you will run. All right. So I got to get something for y'all. And then we're gonna keep it moving. Is this good so far? Is this good for
Yes, sir.
All right. If it's good so far, say it's good in the chat. Just write that down. It's good in the chat. Good. How you doing? I know. I will go run my mouth, but I'm in the middle of a class. I will come run my mouth with you, but yeah. All right, let me see. So I need someone. Where is that? Oh, I thought I wrote it down. Ooh. All right, this is good. This is gonna be good, y'all. I find this. It's gonna be good. You're gonna be like, oh, that's a good one. Soon as I find it. Um, so is anybody, what I'm looking, is anybody coming up with or starting to feel their intention kind of starting to surface a little bit? Like, are you starting to see and think about some stuff? Anybody starting to be like, okay, kind of materializing? Okay, good. I want you, as I'm looking for this, I want you to start writing down some of the possible intentions and looking at what you want to achieve. Um, ooh, okay. All right. Can y'all hear me okay? Hear me cool? All right. So I have something which we're talking about intentions, right? My model is that we need to make progress and not making excuses. Okay? Make progress and not make excuses. Let's think about that. Every day in your life, make sure that you're not making excuses. Okay? You're only making progress, whether it's a little progress or whether it's a lot of progress. Either way, as long as you're making progress. Well, how do you define the progress? How do you know if you're making progress? Well, you're making progress because you set a destination and you're moving towards it. That's progress. If you set a destination and you're moving towards it. A guy named Bob Proctor, he passed away. He said, success can be defined as the incremental.
That was me.
That was you?
Yes.
What you do?
I hit my leg.
Oh. Okay.
With old age stuff. Sorry.
Always no, you good. So success is the incremental progress towards a worthy goal. The incremental progress towards a worthy goal. If so, you need to realize that you're going to make increments towards something that you feel is worthy. And you have to be okay with making increments. Okay? Increments. That's what you're looking for. Increments. Incrementing. Just adding things up and moving towards that particular goal. And the next piece of that is you want to go from blaming to blooming. One of the things that I found is that a lot of times we're not making progress is because we spend too much of our energy directing it towards someone else in the form of blame. And that's a hard pill to swallow. I blame my father because he was absent from my life, pretty much my whole daggone life. I blamed him. If you would have been here, I wouldn't have had this problem. If you would have been here, I wouldn't have had that problem. And I didn't even know I was doing it. So what I'm saying is, in this journey of you becoming intentional, being intentional, make sure that you are doing an evaluation and asking yourself, am I blaming my wife? Am I blaming my husband? Am I blaming my kids? Am I blaming my ex? Am I blaming, my baby daddy? Like, am I saying secretly in my heart, well, if he wouldn't have did so-and-so, if he wouldn't have said so-and-so, or if such and such, or even maybe you're blaming an experience or an event. Well, if this wouldn't have happened to me, then I would have been able to. And if that wouldn't have happened, make sure that you are not blaming. If you are, check that and redirect that energy towards you taking steps to get the thing you want. But you have to clearly define the thing that you want. Like, you got to know what it is that you want, and you can't keep changing it. One of the things that's hard to hit is a moving target. Anybody in the military been in the military? If you ever been in the military, you shot a gun, it's hard to hit a target that's moving. If it's like them ducks in them cartoons and they going up and down there, versus a still target that doesn't move, where you get to take aim, you get to take your time, and you get to fire. That's what you want. If you keep changing the thing that you want, you're creating a moving target for yourself. One day I want this, one day I want that. I think I want to open up a beauty salon, and then next week I think I want to open up a consulting business, and now I want to do Amway, and then next week I want. You all over the place. You doing too much. You don't even know what you want. So every time you decide to do something, and you're not even deciding, but every time you choose something, because a decision is you cut off everything else. That's a decision. You literally, you separate yourself and you cut yourself off from all of the other opportunities. That's what you do when you decide. If you haven't cut yourself off from all the other opportunities, then you haven't decided. And so that's what you got to be aware of. Okay, I guess I really haven't decided because I keep considering certain things. Well, if they're still up for the consideration, then you haven't decided. Okay? So this is what I'm gonna read to you, and I think this is really powerful. This is and for all of you all and whoever, can you unmic? I think mute, because I think we got some feedback. If you got noisy background, make sure you mute your mic if your background is noisy, or if you keep moving around, you got itchy fingers and you keep all that. So John chapter 6, and I'm not asking you to be a believer, be a Christian. But there's definitely some nuggets that is in this thing that I'm about to share. If you catch this, it's going to be really powerful. All right, so this is talking about the man at the pool. Anybody heard about the man at the pool in the Bible? The man at the pool, the man at the pool, the man at the pool. He wanted to go swimming. He wanted to go swimming, y'all. He wanted to go swimming, the man at the pool. So this is John 5. So it says, sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool. There go the pool I was talking about, the swimming pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie: the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. He had been laying there by the pool, chilling. He wanted to go swimming, but he couldn't. Been laying there. Then it says, when Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in that condition. How many been in the same condition for a long time? Be honest. Come on. What condition you been in for a long time and you know you ain't got out of it yet? Let's be honest, because that's what it is. It's about transformation. It's about being intentional, about moving to the next stage in your life. But you got to be like, where am I right now? Wherever you at right now is that place where you don't want to be anymore. That's what I'm talking about. Everything ain't peaches and cream. Look, I cry at night sometimes about some stuff. Let's be real. Some stuff make me sad. I wish certain things, but it is what it is. This man was laying by the pool for 38 years. And guess what Jesus asked him? He said, do you want to get better? Wow. And I had to think about that and I say, that's almost like a duh. Of course I want to get better. But you know what? Maybe not. Like, do you really want better wealth? Do you really want better health? Do you really want generational wealth? Do you really want that business to start? Like, you don't have it right now, but do you really want it? Jesus, let me call you out first before I start praying and speaking in tongues and healing and all that. Let me just ask you a direct question. Do you want to get well? I said, wow. But guess what he said in response? He said, sir, I have no one to help me in the pool. Wow. Why didn't he just say, yeah? Why didn't he just say that? He didn't. He said, I ain't got nobody to help me. His first response was, it ain't my fault. It wasn't me. You see, because if somebody would have helped me in the pool, then I would have been swimming by now. He was like, oh, okay. Then he said, I have no one to help me. And then he says, while I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me. Now he's got another excuse. Okay, first, I don't have nobody to help me. Now, people keep running ahead of me and getting in front of me. You see what I'm saying? We have to really consider, do we really want what we say we want? Ooh, do we really want it? That's why I asked the question. What kind of disruption do you want? Do you want that immediate disruption where I need to change everything? Or I want that slow, incremental, where I get to hold on to some of the stuff? Not realizing that whatever you hold on to is the thing that's going to prevent you from getting to where you want to be. All right? So, no excuses. No excuses. Put in the chat, no excuses. Put in the chat, no excuses. I need you to say it. No excuses. Put that in the chat. No excuses. No excuses. No excuses. So, what do? Business and consulting services. Writing service, I do vision statements, mission statements, value statements, bios. I do coaching, uncovering blind spots, helping people overcome blame, helping you defeat rejection, help you overcome procrastination, help you make progress and not excuses. I help you do consulting. I do execution strategy, give you tools and tactics, issue technical help. I help you write sales funnels. email strategies, just all the things that are going to help you really launch and grow your business. All right, that's me. What up? So I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been educating business owners for 7 years on the power of having a clear written vision statement, using your vision to stay focused, using your vision to be more productive, and using your vision to maintain your direction. You can't keep changing directions. You must keep the same direction. My chief aim is to give you the clarity that you need so that you can succeed. Give you the clarity that you need so that you can succeed. If you're successful, I'm happy. That's all I got to say. If you're successful, I'm happy. If you get a vision statement written and you're executing, bam, I'm doing my job. Again, so many of you probably heard my story though, how I blame my father. So that was the whole reason why I got into this, because I realized that blame is a huge hindrance to getting ahead and making excuses. So both of those things I was dealing with. And so now that I've overcome, for the most part, I might still blame a thing or two. Maybe it might be the alcohol. I don't know. But the keys to really getting into a good place is these 3 things: your mindset, your skill set, and your knowledge set. Which one of these 3 do you think is the hardest one to get over? Anybody can unmute. What you think? Somebody say mindset. Anybody else? What do you think?
I think mindset.
Because you can go to school and get the knowledge. You can get the training and get the skill set. But that mindset, oof, that's a battle. That's a grind to get over the way that you think. And so you got to be mindful of that. A lot of times the reason that we're not getting the success we want is simply our mindset. It's whether we believe that the actions that we take are actually going to benefit and help us move forward in the future. So what I use is a framework called RAPID, RAPID. And what I use that for is to give you that something that will inspire you and cause you to want to get things in order. That thing that's going to make you say, it's going to inspire you so much that you are like, I gotta get things right. That thing that's going to help you be stronger than your impulses. That thing that even if you get like, if you have your vision so strong and so clear, you will start budgeting. Let's just put it that way. When your vision becomes so strong and so clear and so important to you, you will start budgeting. And the reason why is because if you don't budget, the vision won't happen. So if the vision is important to you, then you'll make the choice to budget and set aside that money that you need to set aside to direct that money towards your vision. But if you don't have anything strong enough to override your impulses, then you'll just constantly overspend. You just keep doing it because you don't have anything more valuable than the impulse that you have right now. Does that make sense? Is that like we focus on what's in front of us. We focus on what's in front of us. So whatever's in front of us, that's what we're going to focus on. But the vision is not in front of you. It's way out in the horizon. So instead of looking right here and what's in front of me, I have to take my attention and look out in front into the horizon. Into the horizon. Into the horizon. I want you to type the horizon in the chat. Put the horizon. That's where your vision is. Think about that. Your vision is in the horizon. It's the future that you see. It's that thing that you really want. It's that picture of the future that makes you excited and makes you say, I gotta do it. I got this legacy. Got it. I got this legacy. So who has a business already launched? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. You already got a business that you already launched. Raise your hand. Let me see them high. All right. Already launched. Now, who has a business idea that they want to launch? Raise your hand. Business idea that you want to launch. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. See high. You have a business idea that you want to launch. Okay. So here's the thing. If how many people know if you don't stretch in the morning, especially as you get older, your body is going to be like trash. If you don't stretch in the morning, your muscles is going to be tight. You're not going to have any flexibility. You're going to feel like, oh, and then you'll be like, man, let me stretch my back. Let me stretch my neck. I want you to understand that if your business does not make you stretch, it's the same principle. It's the same principle. If you are not being stretched, meaning if your business does not make you reach, is your business making you reach? That's my question for you today. Think about your business. And I need you to answer in the chat. Is your business making you stretch? Is it making you reach? And I mean, is it like that in uncomfortable stretch, that uncomfortable reach? Not like, oh, it makes me reach. No, does it make you uncomfortable? That's what I need to know. It's important that you are stretching in your business and reaching in your business because that is the way that you increase capacity. When you stretch, when you reach, it gives you more flexibility. It gives you more capacity. It gives you more movement. It gives you greater ability when you stretch. So you have to stretch your business. Your business has to be stretching. And so, and in the first part of this framework, it says you have to know what it is, what the business reach is going to be for you. What are you going to reach for in your business? That's what you have to define. A lot of people don't have a reach. Like they're like, I don't know what I'm reaching for. I'm just hoping to get somewhere. No, let's define what it is that you want to reach for in your business. So my framework says, all right, that R stands for reach, determining the reach of your business. In other words, defining the sphere of influence that you will have in your business. Some of you might be saying, well, why do I need to define that? Well, the reason you need to define the sphere and the reach and influence, because you need to be able to build the appropriate systems and infrastructure. That's why you need to define it. You need to define before you even start, how big do you want to go? For example, I decided when I started Vision Writers Global, I decided that Vision Writer was going to be the recognized global leader before I did anything. Before I even had an LLC, I decided that. I thought in my mind, I said, I know I want to be global. I knew that already. And so what that did, that made me hyper aware of opportunities that were outside of the continental United States. I'm gonna say that again. It made me aware. If I didn't decide that I wanted my business to be global, I would have missed all the opportunities that were right there in front of me. They were right there. And so it was like literally, as soon as I said that, I started meeting people from all over the world. Right now, I have 2 opportunities in Nigeria. One to start a water business and one to start a to do coaching and mentoring to young Nigerians. The only reason why I had those opportunities was because I knew I was going to be global. And when the opportunity became revealed to me, I wasn't scared of it. I wasn't scared to reach for it. I wasn't scared to reach. Okay? You can't be afraid in your business to reach for higher heights and new opportunities. Don't be afraid. reach. If it's in alignment with your vision, then reach for it. It's not out of your reach. You just gotta what? Stretch. Okay. So defining your sphere of influence. So I want every single one of you on this call right now, I need you to define the sphere of influence for your business or your brand. Is it local, national, global, worldwide, international, or universal? Don't dig into it. What's the difference between each word? Don't even worry about that. What word hit your spirit? That's what I need you to do. Just what word hit your spirit? This is spirit led. This is intuition led. Like what feels right? Okay. I need every one of you. And then I want you to, once you write it down, don't question it. Put it in the chat. Say, my business is what? Is it local, national, global, worldwide, international, or universal? What word just feel good to your spirit? And just write it down. Don't make it difficult. Come on, Tamara, just write it down. Just write it down. Just put it in the chat. Come on, you overthink it. Just what is it? Just you're vasculating. Just write it down. Just go ahead. Put it in there. Put it in the chat. Just reach. I'm making you uncomfortable. Stretch, 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 stretch. We got to reach. Come on, Travis. I need you to reach. Come on. Just reach. Stretch. What are we saying? Come on. Global. Tri-state. Okay. I'm still saying you're too small, but I'm gonna let you have that. I know it's bigger than that because you're thinking about one business. I think inside of you, you have many more opportunities on the inside of you, and you're being tight. But I'm gonna let you have tri-state. You got 3 states, okay? But it's gonna start with 3 states, but it's gonna blow up. All right. Now I want you to say whatever the name of your business is. I want you to put the name of your business is, and then the reach. If the name of your business is Council of Single Women, if that's the name of your business, I want you to say the Council of Single Women is, and then write down the sphere of influence that you chose: local, national, international. Okay, we're making declarative statements. This is intention. Okay, so I'm gonna say, Tamara, are you sure that's all you want to do? Is just grow to 3 states? That's it? And that's all. You just gonna stop right there. Like you're gonna get to 3 states and I'm done. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like once you get all them 3 states done, you're gonna be like, now what? Okay, let's stretch. That's what this whole thing is. Stretch and reach. And it may not be just that business that you got in mind. I'm talking about your complete brand. I'm talking about you as a whole, you as a brand, you as an entity, you as an LLC, you as an S Corp, you as a C Corp, you as an entity that provides service to people. The whole you. Not just that little bit of you that you show to people, but I'm talking about all of you. Y'all got to be big. I'm encouraging y'all to be big. Be big. Be big. I give you permission to be big. Every single one council of single parents is global. I will be a global household name. Come on, come through. Y'all better work with me. Look, see, you got to speak it. You got to say that thing. You got to declare it. You got to know it. Come on, I need to see some more. I need to see some intentional people in the chat saying the name of your business is and your sphere of influence. See, y'all playing with me. Y'all don't want this. Y'all on here observing. Y'all being spectators. I need some participators. Y'all gonna spectate, go home. Oh, you already at home. My bad. Come on. Come on, don't play with it. Don't be afraid. I'm stretching you. NES is a tri-state business. Okay. Compassion is a faith-based global holistic ceiling. Come on. Come on. Justin, where you at? Come on, Travis. Let's go. Let's go. I see the ladies is taking charge, huh? Okay, I see that. I see that. Here we go.
Here a couple times.
Where you at? I'm looking for it. Where's your where you at, Justin?
Oh, let's see what it is. That's my settings.
Your settings. Okay.
My settings is going like, okay, here we go.
You sending it directly to one person, huh?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I didn't realize that.
All right. So when P Flames is global, Alu Life is national. Okay, okay. See, we got to work on that and combine those two ideas. That's what we got to get that vision statement, bro. They're not, we're gonna work that. We're gonna work that.
All right.
All right. So who knows your unique strength and assets that contribute to your reach? You got to know if you're tri-state, what are your unique strengths and assets that are going to contribute to you reaching 3 states? That's the key. That's the key. You need to know who you are. Like, what do I have that's going to make me be able to be global? You have it. You just got to identify and say what you're going to use. Anything that you are an expert at is a tool for growth. Let me say that again. Anything that you're an expert at is a tool for growth. You might say, I don't know how that's going to work. Keep being an expert at it and watch how your gift will make room for you. Ooh. Wow. Drop it like it's hot. Watch how when you take your skill set and your knowledge set and you become a master, watch how that makes room for you. Watch it. If you know you're good at writing, you know you're good at singing, you know you're good at organizing, you know you detail oriented. If you know you're good at that, perfect that and become a master detailer. Watch how that gift doesn't all of a sudden make room for you in rooms you would have never thought you'd be in. Watch that. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Okay. So, knowing your audience and defining who you serve. This is key. You're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you like to help people. One of the things that people find it difficult is saying, there's this particular group that I help. I need to tell you something. None of us on this call can say we help everybody. I know it hurts your feelings. It hurt my feelings for a long time. I was in a pitch class and they were like, well, who's your market? And I was like, oh, I want to help everybody. Man, they shot me down like it wasn't so funny. I was so mad. And I was like, well, everybody needs a vision statement. They do. But you can't help everybody because some of them don't even like you. You need to know who likes you so that you can serve them. You cannot go to a good old Klan rally, peddling your product, thinking that you're going to make a sale. You cannot help everybody. You need to identify your audience and those people who really, 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 really rock with you. One of the ways that you really can find out who really rocks with you is by your story. Somebody type story in the chat. If you are a caterer, everybody likes to eat, but everybody is not going to want to eat your cooking. And that's what you need to know. And everybody's not going to want to eat. You're going to come walking in the room with your food and they're going to look at you crazy. Like, I'm not eating that cooking. You need to identify your audience. And one of those ways, the most important way, the most valuable ways that I found is your story. When I go to places and I tell them how I blame my father for all the failures in my life, that immediately identifies my audience. Anybody who can resonate with blaming people, anybody who can resonate with making excuses, anybody who resonates with growing up without a father or growing up without a parent or growing up where you just had some kind of situation. When I tell them how I blamed, they're going to be like, oh, he can help me. He gets it. He gets it. Every single one of you has a powerful story that you should be using to lead with when you have conversations with your clients. That story is going to find your people. It's gonna find your people. I post that. I make references to that story on all my social media. I make video content. I do posting around it. You're gonna hear my story. It's on my website because that is the thing that was painful in my life. But I turned what made me feel powerless. I turned it into something that makes me feel powerful. Boom. I did that. That was a choice. Before I was weak, crying, feeling like, oh, woe is me. And now I'm powerful in the thing that I thought was my worst weakness in the world. Oh, my daddy wasn't around, and oh, I was the reason why I've been through 3 marriages and my body count is high. And I'm being honest. Listen, I can't lie about it. I'm gonna own all of it. You got to, because it's who I am, and I'm not afraid of it. Oh, you've been molested. Oh, okay, me too. Big deal. You know what I'm saying? Our business, it pivots on us being healed emotionally. Our business pivots on us being healed emotionally. If we still suffer from rejection, we're not even going to do videos on Facebook because you suffer with rejection. I know you're trying to look at me like, boy, why are you talking to me? You ain't. I couldn't stand the sound of my voice. Y'all probably can't even believe that. There was a point I could not stand the sound of my voice. I couldn't stand it. I hated doing videos. I would hear a recording of my voice and I would be like, delete. I'm not putting that out there. Delete. Nope. I would do a video. I'd be like, man, my eyes is crooked and my eyebrow is all off. Like I was like, no. And I'm like, people gonna make fun of me. Like I said, all that stuff. And then one day I just said, you know what? This vision is too important. This vision is not going to come to pass if I don't get out of my own way. And I did something really crazy that made me really shift. I took, you know how you can take you do a video and you can grab those effects and you can put on like a hat or whatever you want to. I took this effect and I put on a pink wig, pink lipstick, and makeup on. And I posted it on Facebook. I said, you know what? I put that thing on. I was like, wow. And I launched it. Oh, I got all kind of comments and people were like this, people like that. They thought I was this and that. It felt so freeing though. I was like, you know what? I did it. I lived. And from then on, I was just like, okay, I'm over it. I'm over what people think. I'm over what I think people are thinking. And I talk about that. There's four areas that we have to get over that really create our framework. There's 4 areas. What we think about ourselves, what we think other people think about us, what we think they think. Not even what they think, what we think they think. That's like, I could stop right there. Like, ain't nobody thinking about you like that. And if they aren't able, one person, the rest of them don't even know you. The rest of them don't even know you. Only one person is thinking about you like that. And that was probably somebody you actually know who probably mad at you. But the rest of the folk don't even care. Then there's what people actually think about you. Like what they actually think, which is they actually think you're pretty cool. Quiet as kept. They actually was like, oh yeah, she's cool. I mean, that just considering you ain't just ratchet and there's some folk, but for the most part. and then there's what you think God thinks about you. And that's a huge one. What you think God thinks about you. He's mad at me and I done messed up and I was a hoochie mama back in the day and I sold crack and all this kind of stuff and he ain't never forgave me. I had 4 abortions and all this kind of stuff and God done forgave you a long time ago. Move on. He gave you a vision. He gave you purpose. All that stuff was part of it. Come on, let's go. If you can deal with those areas and get those things in alignment, the framework and the paradigm for your life will be so much better. So why did I say that? I said that to say you have to identify the frame or the picture of the audience that you serve exquisitely. Like there's a group of people that well, when you talk to them and you lead with your story, I'm telling you, when you talk to them, they are all ears. Like they're open ears. They're like, they cannot wait to hear the sound of your voice. I'm gonna say that again. There are some people who cannot wait to hear the sound of your voice. Your voice is soothing to them. Your voice is soothing to them. Justin, there are people, when you tell them about insurance policies, when you talk about life insurance, when you tell them how your mother, passed away and, she struggled and didn't have all the coverage that she needed. When you talk about that and they hear you talk about it, oh man, they'll go ahead and call you up and book that policy. And that's what happened. I posted on Facebook, told the story about his mother. Somebody was like, Tim, who is that boy you talking about? Give me his phone number. Because of the story. Because of the story. Same thing, Latanya, when they understand your story about being a single mother, and when they get that, they're like, oh my God, Tanya, you get it. Please help me. Please come talk to me. Please explain to me how this works. Travis, when you come talking about your whatever it is that you was going on and you come leading in, they're like, yeah, bro, go ahead and give me a slide of ribs. Because they rock with you because of that story. Same thing, Camilla, when they feel your compassion and how you've overcome addiction and you've overcome suicidal and you've been through all this and you powered through all of it and here you've been clean for the last, 7, 8, 9 years. They're like, oh my God, I'm struggling. Please help me. Because they know you got the victory. They know you got authority in that area. Your audience is going to get that. So in this part right here, I need y'all to be writing down and really look at who your audience is. That's what this is about. Is your audience between 35 and 45? Is your audience young Black women? Is it young Black women, young Black men? Is what is your audience? You got to know that. Is it more single women? Is it more single men? Is it more educated? Is it more corporate? Like who can you talk to so easily and their ears are like boop, 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 like they want to hear you. You got to know who that is because the marketing strategy is not the same. The marketing, when I make a post and if I need to talk to 25 to 35-year-olds, that post has a different message if I'm talking to 55 and 65-year-olds. I can't group that one post and think I'm gonna get both those audience. Like you got to stick with the same decade, 35 to 45. Like what is that range that you're gonna? And there's millions of people who are 30 to 45. Don't think you're losing no money. Don't think you're losing no money by focusing on a group, because there's enough money in that market for you to live well, and that's what you need to understand. There's a whole look. Do the math. Go do a population summary and find out how many 35 to 45-year-olds that are in the United States. As a matter of fact, just do it in your own city. Let's start with that. How many 35 to 45-year-olds are in your city? That's enough for you to reach. And then you dwindle that down. How many 35 to 44-year-olds have degrees in psychology? Maybe you got a degree in psychology. So maybe that's who you might want to talk to. I don't know, but you got to think about those things. Use AI to figure it out. Put that stuff inside of AI and it'll help you. All right. So knowing your audience. So recognizing your personal and business. So knowing your pain and passion. That's the other part of the framework. We talked about reach, audience, and now pain. RAPID. That's the framework. Once you know that framework, once you know your reach, you know your audience, you know your pain, you know your identity, you know your desirable results, that gives you a framework for you to really put everything inside of that framework. Reach, audience, pain, identity, and desired results. Everything you do is within that framework. That becomes your vision. And then you have this tunnel vision. And you build inside of that framework. So you got your reach, you identifying your audience, and then you identifying your pain. That's the story. What is your pain, y'all? What is your pain? What is your pain? You got to be honest. Okay. We all have it. Okay. We all got some severe pain on some level that is like a thorn in our side and is like the catalyst for us going into business or the catalyst for us wanting to serve people. The catalyst for you serving people. What is it? How many know what it is? Raise your hand. Do you know the catalyst for you serving people? Is it okay? We got Tamara, you know it? Who else? Do you know the catalyst for you serving people? I need to see some hands. Who knows it? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Okay. Hands up. You know? Justin, you know the catalyst? Travis hiding behind that. Do you know your catalyst? All right. So everybody knows their catalyst, their pain catalyst. You got to create the story and use that in your brand. I know some of you are so, what's the word? Ashamed. What's the word? Private. I know. I know. I know. I get it. I get it. You just, but no, but you're gonna have to get over it because that's where your money is. That's where your money is. Your money really is. Like when people hear about what you've been through, they're going to be so in love with you and going to be so appreciative that you are opening up. And you've got to understand it so that you can properly make sure you process all the pain that you've been through and use that as a leverage and as a tool that you never quit on your business. Too many people quit on their business. You see them all the time. People are quitting on their business. They're literally quitting on their business because they did not have the proper motivation. And what better motivation than the pain that you've been through? There's so much power in it, y'all. There is so much power in your pain. I can't even tell you. I remember when my son came to live with me, he just turned 30. Struggling with drugs, struggling with alcoholism, struggling with his mental health. And I was like, you need to come stay with me, get away from your mom. Whole different story. I ain't gonna blast her. But he had to get to the place where he could just be himself without judgment and without pressure. And he got here, and instead of healing, he just got worse. So for 2 years, I was watching him strung out on crack, on drugs, on weed, just everything. And I still had to run my business. I could have just said, oh, well, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. I'm gonna stop doing this and I'm gonna stop doing. No. The purpose of my business was too strong for me to quit, even though I had a personal situation going on. I'm gonna say that again. The purpose and the vision of my business was too strong and too powerful for me to quit. Even though I had in anybody else's eyes, oh yeah, go ahead and take a break, At the same time, right before that, I was taking care of my mom as she was dying of cancer. Still didn't quit. Why? Because the vision was too strong. And how did I get to that place? Tanya, I got to that place because I did what I told you to do. Memorize that vision. Work on it. What you say, Carmilla, you got to get that embedded in your heart. You got to get it embedded in your heart. Once you get that thing embedded, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's nothing's going to stop you. Like, because you always have something to look out and see in the horizon. Even if it's dark right now, all you got to do is look to the hills and see where your help coming from, and it's out in the horizon. In the horizon. That's all you got to do is look up and see, look into the horizon. You might be going through heartache, hell, financial situation, health situations, but all you got to do is look up, look to the horizon, and there's that vision, powerful and strong. There's that vision, clear, concise, all the detail. Why? Because you wrote it down. It's right there before you. And all you have to do is keep looking at that. No matter what you're going, just keep looking at the vision. And that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. And I made it through. Mom went on to glory. Son went home to another person, and it ain't my problem no more. He gonna have to figure it out. Cause like, look, I did my 2 years. Bro, you don't want my help. I came home one time. He had some crackheads in the house and then stole like my sound system. Stole. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, I said, okay, take your little grump. No, let me shut up. Put him on the plane and sent him right to his big brother. Like, your turn. But you got to know your pain and your passion. And that's going to give you the leverage that you need when you don't feel like working on your business. So basically, what I'm doing right now is giving you the overview of the 4 weeks, right? So even though we talked a lot about each piece, the key is really tonight is reach. Like next week, we're going to get more in the audience. Like I said, then the third week, RAPID and so forth. But I want you to take tonight when you get off this call, and I want you to really think about your reach. I want you to think about what it looks like for you to be a blessing, for you to be a tri-state business. I want you to imagine what that looks like. What does it look like to be a tri-state business? What does it look like to be a global business? I need you to imagine that. I need you to start writing. What do you need to implement? What do you need to have in terms of infrastructure? Who are some of the people that you need to talk to? What about your payment plans and payment processors? Like, what does that really look like to be global? You can imagine that. Just like you can imagine being in the worst situation in the world and feeling it, you can also imagine being in the best situation and feeling it. The question is, what are you going to imagine? What do you choose to imagine? I'm going to imagine being the recognized global leader in the creation of vision statements. That's what I imagine. What are you going to imagine, Tamara? What are you going to imagine, Justin? What are you going to imagine, Travis? What are you going to imagine, Camilla? What are you going to use your imagination for, Latanya? Are you going to use your imagination for good, or are you going to use it for evil? Because you can do it for both. One thing, know this. We are all consistent. Every single person on this call is consistent. I need you to know that. The question is, what are you consistent in? But we're all consistent. Don't be praying and asking for consistency. You're already consistent. You are consistently doing something over and over again. But is that thing that you're consistent in part of the pieces that you need to be consistent in to move you closer to your vision? But you're all consistent. So I got a term. It's called FAA. You know, like the Federal Aviation. What is that? Federal Aviation Association? Is that what it is? So I got a different FAA. Focus, awareness, and attention. Focus, awareness, and attention. That's your FAA. That's your FFA. That is what's controlling your flight and how high you go and how high you take off. What you focus on, where your attention is going, and what you're aware of. That's your FAA. That's going to determine how you fly all day long. What are you focusing on? What are you aware of? And where's your attention going? You really got to, I'm telling you, if you get this and you pay attention, again, that's key word, watch tomorrow. Your every focus is what causes things to grow. And I promise you, everyone on this call is focused on something right now. And whatever it is that you're focused on, I bet you that's the biggest thing in your life. That's the most fruitful thing in your life. Look at your life and you'll know what you're focused on. And you got to ask yourself, is that where you want your focus to be? That's the question. You know where your focus is because you can just look. You know where your attention going and you know what you're aware of. Is that where you want your attention to go? That's the question. Do you want your focus? And how do you change that? What did I say at the beginning? You have to set your intentions. Set your intentions, and then use focus, attention, and awareness. Set your intention, like you got to set it, and then focus, attention, and awareness on that intention. And you're going to start moving. Like everything was designed for us to be successful. Like you can be really good at anything. You can. We all are really, even if we're really good at some of the things we don't want to be good at. We're good at stuff. We're doing really well at some stuff we don't want to do well at. Can't read between the lines. Let me say it again. We're really good and doing really well at some stuff. We're really successful at it. Like you dang on good at it. But is that what you want to really be successful at? Every single one of us on this call is successful. But are you successful at the thing that you want to be successful at? That's the question. So that's why you have to set your intention and be successful at your intention and not your impulse. That's so good. Y'all really get that. Be successful at your intention and not your impulse. You got a shoe fetish. You buy shoes all the time. You're very successful. You got a closet full of shoes. You got, yeah, right. You got 300-400 pairs. You're successful. You are a successful shoe buyer. You do really well. But is that really what you want to be successful at? Well, maybe so if you don't have anything greater to shoot for. What did I say? To stretch for and to reach for? Maybe you don't have anything more important to stretch and reach for. So buying shoes is great. I look cute. I get to wear one of different outfits, my new purses. I get all the women be like, oh, your shoes are so cute. You get all this attention. It fills your ego. And it's amazing. Or you can be like the quiet stuff where I done stacked my 401k. Now I got this crypto. Now I got these houses. Now I got like, what is important? What is valuable? You got to find out. So we're going to get to this next slide and then we're going to call it good. The other for week 4, knowing your identity and desired results and crafting your vision statement. So by the time that we get done, you should be able to have or close to a well-crafted vision statement that you will use to make decisions in your life. If you don't use your vision statement to make decisions in your life, what's the point? You're not intentional. You're not ready. Right? You don't want the disruption. Like my vision statement disrupts me. It gets in the way for real. It annoys me sometimes. It'd be like, dude, you know you ain't supposed to be doing that. Like, what do you mean? Like, there's your vision. Oh, like it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to get you on a path to where you are in a better place and focus. So that is what we'll be doing in the last week. So next week, again, like I said, we're going to be working on audience and talking about that. And that is all I got for tonight. Any questions, comments, thoughts? Anything you want to share before we pounce and bounce?